The Hornets are coming off a 45-0 win over Texas Southern over the weekend, and we'll be at home in a big one against Jackson State at 1 p.m. in Montgomery this weekend. Coach, your reflections on Saturday and your upcoming game against Jackson State.
Yeah, we were excited to have an opportunity to play at home in front of our home crowd, and last time played here didn't fare too well, but our guys were pretty focused, and we were able to get off to a good start. Our defense played pretty good, was outstanding, got a couple turnovers for us. We were happy and excited about that. Offensively, we had our running backs stepped up and did a good job. Malcolm Cyrus, Isaiah Crowell, and Rodney Cross. Those guys stepped up and ran the ball hard. Greg Jenkins, quarterback, didn't play as well as we'd like for him to play, but did enough things to allow us to win. Another home game this week against Jackson State. Jackson State is a program that has always done really well. A lot of good players. They had the biggest defensive line I think I've seen in a long time, and of course they're real physical. Last week they had 3 guys that rushed for over 100 yards, which means that is a lot of toting the mail there. So we got our work cut out for us. Hadn't been particularly well in the running game early on. I mean, we've gotten a little better, but we know we got our work cut out for us. We're excited again to have a home game, and we'll go from there.
All right, we have questions at this time for Coach Reggie Barlow from Alabama State University.
Yeah, Coach, this is Roscoe Nance. Good morning. How are you today?
Morning, sir. Good.
Good. Kind of talk about the magnitude of this game for both teams, chasing Alabama A&M, and you have a conference loss, and I think Jackson State has a couple, and if neither one can really take a loss and still, hope to catch A&M.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. When you talk about setting your goals at the beginning of the season, one is to have an opportunity to win the East, and in order to do that, you got to beat the teams in the East, and of course, to have a chance there, you gotta win them, and there's a lot of good teams on this side as well as on the West, but Jackson has always been a real tough opponent for us. And we do understand that. We know that they have a solid group of players and good coaches there. So, it's a huge pivotal game. It's, there ain't no way to hide it. We talked to our players about it, that, every game for us is a one game season type deal, for us to try and achieve our goals. So that's our approach. And we'll worry about being able to catch the other teams later on, but we have to take care of the now, and that's Jackson State.
Well, Isaiah Crowell, he's been much more effective the past couple of games. Have you done anything differently to kind of get him going, or just what accounts for that?
Yeah, I think there's a combination of things, Roscoe. Isaiah has, he's gotten in better shape, when he got here. He didn't particularly go through a whole lot of summer training, and so he's kind of been working himself in shape throughout the season. And then also, just us finding what he liked. I mean, in high school, he ran the whole spread offense deal, zone, inside, outside zone. At Georgia, he had a lead blocker and, more downhill type stuff. So, we've added some of the things that, he did at Georgia, as far as having a lead blocker. And but we're still running our offense, but we have added a couple plays that have, allowed him to, have success.
In Jackson State with the 300-yard ball carriers, how eye-opening was that for you? You mentioned that you guys have had problems with the run in the past.
Yeah, that was, to have 3 guys that rush for 100 yards, that's pretty good. That is really good. I don't care what level that is outstanding. So we know we'll have a work cut out for us. There's, there you have to have gap integrity, and our guys are going to have to fit well, and then we're going to have to tackle. And I imagine this is going to be a very, very physical, brutal game. And we just got to get ready for it. We'll have, hopefully a physical practice. It's hard to simulate, guys running the ball hard like that, and then those big offensive linemen they have. But we'll do the best we can to do that.
Okay, Coach. Thanks. Good luck.
Yep, thanks. I think this is when he said, are there any other questions for Coach Barlow from Alabama?
And there are, Coach Barlow. Good morning to you. Ty Miller from Sheridan Broadcasting.
Hey.
Hey, Coach, when you look at Clayton Moore for Jackson State, he's the main guy off the bench under center for them, but he also is one of those guys who had 100 yards rushing. Do you try to make sure you guys stay in their lanes or gap control and contain the quarterback this weekend?
Yeah, the athletic quarterbacks in this conference is, everybody, a lot of teams have them, Pine Bluff had athletic quarterback, and we have one here. So we know that, a part of most of these schools' running game is a quarterback. So that will have to be, Moore will have to be accounted for in our scheme. Whether they're running zone read or running quarterback power, we will have to account for him as well as the other guys that they have there in the backfield. They've gotten some guys that are running the ball hard, and in order for us to have any opportunity to win the game, we got to be aware of B.J. Lee, who's very elusive and quick. And Tommy, who's running the ball, is a bigger guy that runs the ball hard. And then, of course, you mentioned Moore. So we got our work cut out for us. And, again, it's all about, the gap integrity and our linebackers fitting where they're supposed to, and our deep tackles. Guys got to win some one-on-one matchups. There's going to be some of them. And when you get them, you got to have an opportunity to win them.
Although Jackson State hasn't passed the ball like Coach Cummins you would like thus far, can you talk about the guys you got to be concerned about, like Richardson and McKenzie in the receiving corps for Jackson State?
Yeah, their receivers are good. They've always had really good receivers, and Rico, explosive guy. I think Maul, the other receiver, is explosive, and just a really good group of guys that's playing that position for them, and I like our secondary. I think we've come a long ways, and we've been able to, make plays on the ball in the passing game here. So it's going to be a real good matchup for our guys. We actually have a Saeed Lee who didn't play this past week, who's been a starter for us for the last couple of years, and we had a young guy step up and play. So it's going to be a challenge. A team like Jackson State, who's running the ball well, and now, they know they got weapons in the passing game, so they, if they get a good mixture there, that could be big problems for us.
Coach, what has been the biggest difference in the wins over Valley, Grambling, Alcorn, and Texas Southern versus the losses to Arkansas, Pine Bluff, and Bethune-Cookman?
One of the things is I think we've run the ball better offensively. And we've gotten explosive runs. We've gotten some runs from Isaiah and Malcolm Sayers that were, your plus 15, plus 20. So I think Isaiah has had, in the last couple of games, he's had, plus 50 runs. So that has helped. Our defense, stepped up and, tackled better and stopped the run a little bit better. Against Alcorn and against Grambling. So, I think those two things right there, we run it better, and then, our defense stepping up and stopping the run.
Coach, we'd like to thank you for joining us this morning.